This is a short tutorial to guide faculty through login and the navigation to the assessment area within Portfolium. In this example, you can see I've navigated to the Portfolium.com website, and I'm going to click the login button. For email address, I want to enter the email address I use for PLNU 1 login. Then I'm going to click continue. For password, if you remember the unique password you used when you created your Portfolium account, you can go ahead and enter it here, and then with the Continue to Educator Tools radial selected, when you click continue, it's going to automatically open you up into the assessment area. If you do not remember your password, then you can click this option below, mypointloma.edu, and it's actually going to open up the PLNU 1 login credential area. I have already logged in for the day, so it's saved all of my credentials. If you haven't logged in, click on that. It'll open up that little standard box that we see for Point Loma, where you type in your username and your password, and then it should grant you access to Portfolium. When you're using that option, it's going to open up a dashboard for your Portfolium account. This is what your students see when they log into Portfolium. To navigate to the assessment area, you're going to go to this Apps drop-down menu at the top, and when you click that, you're going to want to click the Educator Tools, and that will take you to the assessment area. Portfolium, when you click that Educator's Tool, whether it's at Sign In and you've entered in the password, or you've navigated through the drop-down menu to go into Educator Tools, by default, it's going to open to Course Assessment. Course assessment would be course level assessment linked with Canvas and Portfolium. So if you've gone through the steps with LTI connection, then your assessment pieces will be here. If you have not, which the majority of our courses have not, then you're going to select Program Assessment. And Program Assessment is where the majority of our Gen Ed assessment has been built out. When you're ready to assess, you'll navigate to the current semester or the current academic year, and then click on that item to open up the assessment. I just want to point out that if you have been assigned every semester or every academic year, that content will show up. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get archived. It just stays in your feed. So when you're assessing, make sure you're looking for dates so that you're clicking on the correct academic year or the correct semester. I'm going to open my test example, and I can see in this example I have 3 assignments that have been built out for assessment, but only one currently has any artifacts. To open the assignment for assessment, I'm simply going to click on the link for that particular assignment, and then it will open it up so that I can see my assessment pieces, my student artifacts that are awaiting assessment. And then when I click on the artifact title, it's going to populate whatever that piece that was loaded for that particular student. I'll be able to see that on the left column, and then I'll see the actual rubric on the right column. So I can read through my student work here. I could also download it so that if I wanted to expand it to be able to read it a little bit easier, I can do that. I can have maybe my desktop computer have the assignment where I'm reading it on one screen and then filling in the rubric on another. Whatever makes it more convenient for the assessor. And then for the rubric, I'm going to just select whatever the score is for each particular criterion. So I can see I'm showing descriptions. When I'm first starting to use a rubric for the first time, that is really helpful so that I can read through and help figure out what score I want to select. So I would read the criteria for that particular piece, and then I can decide based on what the descriptors are, how I want to score that particular rubric. Once you've gotten familiar with some of the descriptors and you know what some of the descriptions are for those scores, you might want to unclick that Show Descriptions. That consolidates your rubric a little bit more so you can quickly go through and score everything. So you can see I'm just going through. I've read my student's content, now I'm scoring it, and then I can click that Submit Score. When I click Submit Score, it's closing out the assessment for that particular student. I no longer will have access to that student artifact to go back in and reassess. You can see this artifact was scored. Once I've clicked Submit for my assessment, then I will see this new feature status is pending. This means that I'm only showing those assessment pieces that are awaiting assessment. Anything completed has moved into this reviews section or my reviews section. So you can see my reviews. I have one that's now showing there. That means I have one review completed. And then you would just keep going through all of your different assignments to complete your assessment. Hopefully that was helpful information to help you navigate through login and then also through assessment.